So first what I do is I take the Burgundy Chef Master color. It's a gel food coloring for frosting, and mix it up really good. And the Italian meringue frosting. Then you want to frost it with one coat after it was crumb coated. And then you put it in the fridge and you do it again. And then you take your bench scraper and just scrape it off. Put it back in the fridge, and it has to be pretty thick when you want to do the comb on it, because when you do the stripes on the cake, you want the frosting to be thick enough so you can put the second layer for the stripes. So this is the second coat, so it's a thicker layer. And there's the comb I use. I use a plastic comb. I have a metal one too, but this one works just as good. And you just scrape, but this was after it came out of the fridge. And you scrape and you scrape and you scrape and you wipe off and you scrape. You can't see I'm wiping off there, but I am. There's a paper towel with me. And then I go put it back in the fridge, which you didn't see, but now I'm going to put another layer over it because I want it to be a crisper line. So I just put another layer over and scrape again. Just keep going around and around. And this does take practice. I'm still not perfect at it. My lines are still not super straight. So anyways, then I put it in the freezer that time. And I took it out. But now what I'm doing, after I had it in the freezer for a good 40 minutes, I'm putting on this blue color. So basically the cake in frosting is frozen. And then with the straight edge, I wipe it off. And this is a small cake. This is on only 2 layers, 6-inch, and it's not very heavy because there's not a filling in it. It's just frosting. So as you can see on my turntable, it's moving a lot. And that's kind of tricky because it's getting pretty messy and it's moving a lot. But I just keep scraping. And some bakers do really good straight lines. Mine are a little more organic, I guess you could say. But anyways, it still looks nice. So this is a large rosette tip. That's a 1M. And I'm just going to put some swirlies of rosettes, I call them, that can come down on the sides and on the top. And this is always a lot of fun to do. You just randomly do it. Try to get as creative as you can. And then fill it in with the same tip. And this was an open star one. So I refilled the bag with this blue color with open star, a large open star tip. And this is smaller star tip that isn't the large, but it's a smaller one. And I'll put the links in the description below of what all these tips were. They're Wilton brand. And I went back with the star tip again. That's the open star. And just to add in the gaps, fill in. And this is another one that's a little bit fancier. It looks more like a flower that I'll put the link in down below. It's not one that I use as much, but it's more frilly looking. And now I'm just going to do the border with just a regular star tip. Now I'm going to put some pretty glitter on here, which is sprinkles and gold and a magenta color, and I mix them together. And just take my hands, and they're not wet or anything, and just press down on the cold cake because you want to put it back in the fridge again. And then just press down with your fingers with that. So it's pretty simple. Just randomly do it. And then this is another, just a little bit of gold. I just didn't do a lot with this one. I like these better, so I chose those because they just look more gold and they can stand out better. The other was too blending into the cake. And there's the final cake, so I hope you enjoyed this. Never did a voiceover before, so this is new for me. And I hope you enjoyed this cake, and let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.